Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to film today's video because this is finally going to be the introduction to my 2020 Palette palette. I have been talking about this throughout the fall, that I will be panning the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance, and today I'm finally going to officially start this project and talk about some goals that I have for this project and for this Palette palette. But also why I'm excited to film today is that I will be revealing what I'm going to be doing with my Palette palette. So I asked yours help. So I did film the video where I asked your opinion if you want to see me doing baby Palette palette or Pantos eyeshadows. And the vote was so close. Actually, I got 18 votes altogether and 6 votes were for Pantos eyeshadows, 6 votes were for baby Palette palette, and 6 votes were kind of like both. So either it was a clear answer that I want to see you doing both, or maybe it was like, well, I think you should probably do this, but I would love to see you doing this other option too. So it was so close that it's for me very clear that you want to see me doing both the baby Palette palette and Pantos eyeshadows, and I want to do both of these options too. The thing just is that I cannot start both of these projects at the same time, because for me it's really important to have a good start with a project, otherwise it can feel really frustrating. Some of you gave me great ideas how I could do both of these projects, or some other great ideas to make these projects more suitable for me, and I really want to thank everyone for your ideas, and of course I want to thank everyone who commented to my video and voted for any of these options. It really means a lot to me, and I'm so happy to see that you want to see me panning eyeshadows, because that is what I want to do too. But yeah, you gave me great ideas, and one of these ideas I will actually be doing. I would read the comment, but my phone is in the other room charging, so I will just tell you what the comment said. So the comment was from Annie, and she suggested that I should start with my Palette palette and baby Palette palette, and then in summer, when it has been about 6 months, I should bring in Pantos eyeshadows. And I think that is a great idea, because most likely by then I have made some really nice progress with the Modern Renaissance, and also that time I might get a little bit bored with panning just 2 palettes. So I think that was so great idea, and that is what I'm going to be doing. Also, I can see myself doing Pantos eyeshadows for so much longer than only 1 year, so even if I start in the summertime, it doesn't matter. I'm probably going to keep doing it after 2020. That's why I will be panning this Elf Prism Eyeshadow Palette in Naked with my Modern Renaissance. So first, let me show you how my Modern Renaissance looks like right now. So this is what the palette looks like right now in the intro. So as you can see, I have gotten a lot use out of it already. I have hit pan on 6 of the matte eyeshadows. So Tempera, Golden Ochre, Cyprus Amber, Raw Sienna, Burnt Orange and Warm Taupe. And also, I don't know if the camera picks it up, but in Primavera there is a huge dent, and I think it's only a couple of uses and I will be able to hit pan on that shadow tool. Something I will say is that I have made some really nice progress with this palette in a past week or so. So after I finished my Shock My Shadows series, and I have been really into these warmer neutral eyeshadows, like I think Golden Ochre, Raw Sienna and Burnt Orange. I hit pan on 2 of these eyeshadows just very recently, and one I had hit pan on already. I cannot now remember which one I had hit pan on previously. But anyways, I have been into these warmer toned eyeshadows a lot. Today I'm wearing Real Gar over here, Cyprus Amber, Primavera on my lid, and then Burnt Orange. And of course Tempera. As you can see, the shadow is almost gone, and it will for sure be the first eyeshadow I will finish from this palette. But as you can see, there's not as much progress on these cooler toned shades in this palette, except for Warm Taupe. So there I do have some progress because I had a really light taupe eyeshadow in my Baby Panda palette and I used this with that. But like the pinks and those eyeshadows I do not have that much progress with, and those may be a little bit challenging for me. So we'll see where I will get with this. My goal for this palette is first to hit pan on every single eyeshadow and then finish as much as possible. I think I can hit pan on all of the shades in 2020. I probably can finish all of the warm neutral eyeshadows. So like all of the eyeshadows from here to left, and then probably Cypress Amber, Warm Taupe maybe. Real Gar, it's pretty bright orange, but I might be able to finish it. But we'll see where I will end up with this palette and if I will keep panning this after 2020. If I don't have much left, then maybe I will feel motivated to actually finish it up completely. But for now I only want to commit to 1 year and see how far I can get with this palette. And let me show you how the Elf Prism Eyeshadow Palette in Naked looks like right now. So as you can see, I have gotten some use out of some of the shades, especially the third shade that I really do love. It is a lighter peachy color, but some of the shades look pretty much unused, even though I have used these eyeshadows. But yeah, I totally will need to work with some of these eyeshadows quite much to actually hit pan on these. Okay, so with this palette I also do have a goal of first hitting pan on every single eyeshadow and then seeing how many I can finish. I think I can at least finish this peachy eyeshadow, and I possibly can finish these two lighter eyeshadows because they are something I can also wear as face highlights, because these are really soft shimmers and they are not too glittery or anything. So I have worn them as face highlighters previously and they work fine for that. I think the deeper eyeshadows will be a little bit more challenging, especially since now that we are getting into winter, I don't know if I'm going to be using something like this that much anymore until next fall, and then I will be doing the Pantos eyeshadows too, so we'll see where I can get with these. But also with this one, I want to commit to only 1 year. I want to hit pan on every single eyeshadow of these in 2020, and possibly I'm going to continue in 2021, but I'm not promising yet. But at least I want to start panning this right now because this is really old in my collection. I think I bought this in 2015. It's nothing that special. And the biggest reason why I wanted to pan this one with the Modern Renaissance is that in Modern Renaissance there's not that many shimmers and I like to wear something shimmery on my lid. So this palette has a lot of shades that actually go beautifully with the mattes of Modern Renaissance. So I'm so happy to be panning both of these palettes together. I think they go so well and they are older in my collection. Okay, so what I have decided to do with my Panda palettes is that each month I'm going to pick some eyeshadows that I will be really focusing on during the next month. From Modern Renaissance it will probably be between 3 to 5 eyeshadows, and from Elf palette it will be 1 or 2 eyeshadows that I will really focus on during the next month. However, before we get to the eyeshadows that I will be really focusing on in January from Modern Renaissance, I wanted to mention that in this palette there are 3 eyeshadows that I will really focus on every single month until they are gone anyways. So I'm not going to mention them every month as eyeshadows that I'm going to be focusing on because I know they are eyeshadows that I would wear a lot anyways. So of course Tempera as a brow bone highlighter, I think it is a perfect color for that on my skin tone. Then Cypress Amber, because I do wear a lot of dark brown on my inner corner like I do have it there today. And then Warm Taupe, but not as an eyeshadow but actually as a brow powder, and same goes to Cypress Amber. So today actually I'm wearing on my brows both of these brown eyeshadows, so Warm Taupe in the inner part and Cypress Amber in the outer part of my brows. Cypress Amber is clearly deeper than my hair color, so I need to be kind of like light-handed. But Warm Taupe is a great brow powder for me, which is surprising because many times in palettes the browns are way too warm for my complexion to be worn as brow powders, but the Warm Taupe is actually perfect. So yeah, I'm going to be wearing those in my brows too, and I can see that making my everyday life a little bit easier when I don't need to take my brow powder separately and I can just use eyeshadows from this palette. So yeah, those three I will be focusing on until they are gone. That being said, I do have 4 eyeshadows that I will be focusing on in January, and Warm Taupe is one of those. So yes, I'm going to be wearing it as a brow powder, but also in January as an eyeshadow, because I don't think this eyeshadow necessarily goes that well with the rest of the eyeshadows in this palette. But I do have in the Fellowship of the Pan project pan that is still going to go on for a couple of months. In that project I do have some cooler toned eyeshadows that I think this will look so good with. So that's why I want to focus on it. And then another 3 eyeshadows I will be working on in January are Vermeer over here, Buen Fresco and Antique Bronze. Actually, Antique Bronze is one of my least favorite eyeshadows in this palette. I do not like the undertones of this eyeshadow because it's kind of like a brown, but it has really strong plummy undertones, and I prefer my brown to be really neutral or then kind of like warmer, but I don't like that plumness in it. So I don't like at all wearing it alone on my lid. So I only like it if I wear it on the lower lash line or then on the outer part of my lid. So that's why I'm not quite sure if I can finish the eyeshadow during this project. January is exactly the time of year when I would go for this kind of clearly cooler toned looks. One thing I want to mention is that I will probably get still some more use out of the warmer shades in this palette before New Year, because I'm filming before Christmas and I'm still really much into those warm neutrals looks, and especially on Christmas Eve I'm sure I will create a look using this palette. I'm just not sure if I'm going to use Red Orchid there or if I want to do something more kind of like subtle and neutral. Maybe Primavera and Warm Taupe and Cypress Amber, I don't know, but anyways, I'm sure I can still get some more progress on the warmer shades, and I do have kind of like an unofficial goal of hitting pan on Primavera. So yeah, that is where I am with this palette right now, and those are my goals and kind of like focus shades for January. And then for the Elf palette I do have one eyeshadow that I will be really focusing on in January. And that eyeshadow is going to be this brown over here, so the 6th shade. This is clearly more neutral than these other browns, but I think this is exactly something I would wear in January. It's still really dark and it's in the middle of winter, so if I'm feeling smoky looks, I can see myself wearing this like all over my lid. And yeah, I just think I need to start working on it now if I want to hit pan on it during this year. I think this white one would also be great to work in the winter time. However, I am panning in the Throwback 30 project pan, the white highlighter from the BH Cosmetics Carly Bible Deluxe Edition palette, and there is not much left. I want to finish that before I use this, so it will be probably 1 or 2 months that I will be able to actually start working on this eyeshadow. But yeah, the brown from here will be what I'm working on in January from this palette. Okay, so that was everything for today. I am super excited for next year and for my eyeshadow panning projects. I'm so happy to be starting the Pan That palette and the Baby Pan That palette, and then I'm also excited that in the middle of the year I will be able to bring in Panto's eyeshadows to my panning game, because yeah, I do love panning eyeshadows. So yeah, I hope you will stick around too and follow my panning journey with these 2 palettes. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. See you in my next one. Bye bye.